Would you please welcome Katrina Gliddon?
Morning.
Yep.
Yeah,
So Katrina is, we were chatting beforehand, she is the the CEO, the grand poobah of Mother's Heart. And the reason she's laughing is because when I asked her what her title was, she's like, I don't really have a title. It's a small not-for-profit, which means that she does everything. So you can, I guess, give her the title that you would like. But she runs Mother's Heart Cambodia from Australia and has been with us the last number of years, and we're delighted to have you back. So welcome back.
thank you. I'd like to say a huge thank you for your wonderful support over the many years, and we couldn't do what we do without your support. So a huge thank you from the team on the ground, the women and the babies, and the board of directors. Thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity to the women and girls in Cambodia.
This, of course, fits with one of our themes here, right, supporting the work of Hopefield and the work that they do, particularly in domestic violence, and this is kind of a nice partnership that we have with Mother's Heart. I've got a couple of questions for Katrina, just kind of give you a bit of an insight into the heart behind the ministry, and I wanted to start by picking up on the phrase that was used about the Christian values of the organization. It'd be very easy, I can imagine, for a program like this to just be a social program. So what are those Christian values that sit beneath it?
Well, I guess Mother's Heart began because it was God's idea. It wasn't my idea. So we know that it was God's heart for women. And the verse that really is the foundation of what we do is in Proverbs 31, 8-9. And it says, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. And I guess this is mirroring Jesus' ministry of caring for those that are oppressed and marginalised. And I looked at in Israel, there was no one to protect those that were vulnerable. And I think as Christians, it's up to us to speak for those who don't have a voice, to advocate for those that are destitute. And it's God's heart of compassion, and it's his character to defend those that are without a voice. And so we bring restoration and hope to those that have no hope. And so that's really the heart of our ministry, is to restore women and to bring hope and to mirror the ministry of Jesus to them through the compassion and love that our staff have. And also we partner with local churches. We're not registered to proselyte, so we can't do that, but we do minister with, we partner with local churches. So if women want to come to know Jesus, then they can. And we pray for all our clients, and we're sowing the seed of God's character of love and compassion.
Now, one of the things that, when we come to May Mission Month, we talk about our response to God's invitation. And one of the things that I would often say to people is that, listen to your heart promptings. Like, does your heart kind of skip a beat when you listen to one of these projects? Is there something that's drawing you to contribute this year? And I wanted to ask you, Katrina, what is it that opened your heart to the women of Cambodia? Like, you lived there for
10 years.
For 10 years. So I'm sure that's part of it. But was there something else that really kind of grabbed your heart, so to speak? That you said that this was the Lord's idea. What was it that kind of opened your heart to them? Well,
my background is nursing, mid and maternal child health. So I always had a love for mums and babies. So when we went to Cambodia as a family of 5, we had no idea what the Lord was going to ask us to do. So we were open. And I guess what really broke my heart was we had a girl live with us who was helping us around the house. She was an orphan, and she became pregnant and she didn't know it, and God gave me a dream that she was pregnant, so I confronted her and we found out she was already 20 weeks pregnant, and she had no family, she had no money, there's no social system, and she was destitute and she was a single mum. And I thought, God's heart for this woman was just in a dream, and I thought, how many more women and young girls in Cambodia are in her same position, and what are we doing for them? And there was no one doing anything. And like, our youngest client has been 11, so 39% of our clients are under 18. So these are young, and we just had a team and they said, we didn't realise that the underage girls in Cambodia seem so much younger than the girls in the West. And it's true, they're innocent and they're pregnant. And so my heart was for young girls that were vulnerable. And like I said, most of them come from vulnerable situations as well.
Yeah. So, we saw a couple of we had the slides actually about some of the impact over the last year, the number of babies that have been born through the program, the number of children who are involved, all the various things that you've done. And we can I can imagine that crisis pregnancy on its own is plenty challenging.
Absolutely.
But what are some of the unique challenges that you face in Cambodia? And if I can be even more specific, in the last 6 to 8 months, last 12 months, the world seems a little bit more uncertain. Has that had an impact on the ministry?
Yeah, I think, economically we're all in a difficult place, and Cambodia is, and a lot of funding has been pulled out. USAID funding has been pulled out. Funding is hard to find. People are moving on to other countries. Cambodia was a highlight for many organisations and many funding because of the Pol Pot regime. And now there's more things happening around the world that are grabbing attention. So that impacts Cambodia. Also, the challenges that we face is mental delays and mental health issues. It's hard in Australia to get help when we've got support, we've got organisations that focus on that. In Cambodia, we don't have that, and many of our clients, I think we've got 29 clients at this point who have mental health issues or mental delay, and that brings challenges as well as a crisis pregnancy, as well as being homeless. So there's many challenges that, and drug and alcohol issues. There's no drug and alcohol supports. So they bring huge challenges for our staff to navigate. Yeah.
You can see why we've chosen to partner with Mother's Heart, I hope, even in these just few minutes that we've had to chat with Katrina. Katrina and Deb will be around after the service. They'll be here again tonight. I know that they would love to chat with you further if you would like to know more specifics about this ministry, if you'd like to know and be kind of more involved. So if it's not just May, but monthly, weekly, whatever it is, to hear more about what's going on, please do chat to them after the service. But would you thank Katrina for being with us this morning?
Okay.